Hey ICA, Ricky here, bringing you the at-home movement demos for Monday, August 10th. You'll get started with a 200-meter run. Come on in, we're going to get down onto the floor for some wrist mobility. So you'll get on all fours here, hands faced out in front of you. We're going to get into some forward wrist lean. So you lean forward, hold for 2 seconds, bring the hips down to meet the heels, and then back up. The next movement, we'll just switch our hands. So our hands will be facing back toward us. Same thing, we'll lean forward, drop the hips, meet the heels as deep as you can. Feel that stretch in the wrists and the forearms. Next up, we'll get onto a PVC or broomstick for some dislocates. So hands out nice and wide, arms straight, up and back over. We'll then take a just wider than shoulder width grip on the PVC or broomstick for some strict presses. Just getting that overhead positioning required for today's workout. Next up, we're going to do a rotator cuff stretch. So I'm going to take a supinated grip on the PVC or broomstick. I'm going to pull it around my shoulder, grip it with the opposite hand, drop my elbow, and feel that in the rotator cuff. We're going to hang out for about 30 seconds there. Next up, again, we'll take that just wider than shoulder width grip on the bar to get into some push jerks. So I'll get that 2 or 3 inch dip, keeping my torso vertical, jump and press. So dip down, and land. We'll go that rotator cuff stretch on the opposite side for 30 seconds, and then get into some split jerks. So again, hands just outside the shoulder, a little bit of a dip, jump, front leg back, back leg front. So that'll be our warm up with the PVC. Afterward, we can drop that. Next up, we'll take hold of that kettlebell or dumbbell. A little 3-rounder here of some Russian dumbbell or kettlebell swings. So I load my hips, just going at eye level, getting that hip explosion and that hip extension, really focusing on using my hip to derive power into that movement. And then we'll get into some kettlebell or dumbbell push jerks. So I'll take this implement in the front rack position, just like with that PVC, get that little 2 or 3 inch dip, press overhead, biceps by the ear, abs are engaged. Once that is all said and done, you should be good and sweaty, getting ready for what's to come. The first part of our at-home workout today is going to be an EMOM for 20 minutes, where you will start on the left-hand side with 3 kettlebell or dumbbell strict presses, keeping the abs engaged, bicep by the ear at the top, then 3 push presses, where you get that hip extension, and then 3 push jerks. A little bit of a dip, drop underneath that bell as it pops up overhead, and back up. So you'll start even minutes, or the first minute, on your left-hand side, and then we'll switch for that next minute. Same thing, 3 strict, 3 push, and 3 push jerk. So you'll do that for 20 minutes, alternating sides each minute. That's going to get spicy. Afterward, your second part of today's workout is going to be 4 rounds, not for time, of a 15-second handstand hold, and then 30 kettlebell or dumbbell shrugs. So I'll talk about the handstand hold in a second. The shrug will be 15 right and 15 left, so 30 total. We're keeping that at our side, and we're just getting that shrug of the shoulder, squeezing our traps, squeezing our upper back, pausing for a split second, and then coming right back down. After 15 on one side, you'll switch over to the other. That handstand hold, if you feel comfortable and confident in freestanding from the floor, be my guest. If you have the luxury of having a wall behind you, that'll work just fine too. We'll kick up, engage our core, stay nice and tight, hold for 15 seconds. You might want to have a timer kind of at or near you, just so you can keep track of what 15 seconds will look like. If neither of those feel comfortable, we can go to a wall climb or some sort of variation of a handstand where you're practicing getting inverted. If you've got that wall, we'll set our feet up flush against the wall, climb up, and go till you feel like you can't anymore. If this is all you can do, hold here. Just practice getting slightly inverted, working on that inverted position for 15 seconds, 4 times through. That will be a really good progression. After all that is said and done, we'll get into our cool down, which will be a single arm doorway stretch. So I'll come to any sort of post or rig, put my left hand on, rotate my upper body to the other side, feel that stretch in the shoulder and the chest. We'll do that on both sides. And then our final stretch is going to be a forward shoulder stretch. So I'll interlace my hands at my low back. I'll lean down, drop my forehead, drop my hands, keeping them interlaced. Hold there. We'll rest for 15 seconds. Just kind of give the shoulders a break. And back down. That is our workout for Monday, August 10th. Have fun with it.